Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Hello there, good morning, and thanks for joining us on today's news bulletin. This is the AM News coming to you live from our studios at the John Evans Fifiate Mills High Street in Accra. We're also streaming live on Facebook at Adoatv Ghana, on YouTube at Adoatv GH, and around the world at adoanewsonline.com. My name is Jonathan Amma. Coming up in this bulletin, we'll give you excerpts of the installation of the 8th Diocesan Master Shepherd and its office holders. And later on the Ejra Committee report saga, Carcass family has called the committee a miserable failure. Later on the controversial purchase of the presidential jet, economists have stated that the purchase is a misplaced priority. We have the details of that and more right on the news bulletin. Do stay. Thanks for staying with us. Remember, this is your hub of comprehensive and compendious news update. My name is Jonathan. I'm now on the news in detail. The Guild of the Good Shepherd, a society in the Anglican Church of Ghana, on Saturday, 2nd October 2021, installed Sister Elizabeth Odaka Aracia Mills as the 8th Diocesan Master Shepherd of the Guild and her officers at the Cathedral Church of the Most Holy Trinity in Accra. Nanaya Ado has filed the rest of the story.
The installation ceremony was chaired by Professor Alex Dodu, General Secretary, Ghana Standard Authority, under the theme Mitigating the Effects of COVID-19 on the Church, the Role of a Good Shepherd. Sister Elizabeth Aracia Mills and her officers were inducted into office by the Lord Bishop of Accra, Right Reverend Daniel Silvanus Mensah Tortu. The ceremony was also graced by Professor Ernest Aite, General Secretary of the African Research Universities Alliance. The installation service was also to congratulate the immediate past diocesan Master Shepherd and appreciate her good work. The newly installed Master Shepherd was confirmed into the Anglican Church 2 decades ago. She served as the Financial Secretary and later became the Vice Master Shepherd on the Diocesan Executives Council. She was one time the Secretary for the Association of Anglican Clubs, member of 6 a.m. choir at the Cathedral. Addressing the ceremony, Sister Elizabeth Aracia Mills expressed her appreciation and gratitude to the church.
I thank God for today, for the success of the installation. To the Lord Bishop of Accra, I express my gratitude for taking time off to be present and perform the installation ceremony. I must say I'm honored and overwhelmed with gratitude to ascend the position of the Diocesan Master Shepherd for the ensuing years. I'm so privileged that the Lord has gone into achieving this high office of a Diocesan Master Shepherd. And with the same passion, I will continue to shepherd God's flock. I will not have come this far without the support of members of the Guild of the Good Shepherd Cathedral Branch, the Diocesan Guild of the Good Shepherd, family and friends, and all those who have worked behind the scenes throughout this wonderful journey. Thank you to the organizing team in the Cathedral Church of the Most Holy Trinity for making this ceremony a success. As members of the Guild of the Good Shepherd, with our biblical mandate to bring the Lordship closer to their Maker, we pray that God will fill our hearts with love, which is our motto, and strengthen us in the work to fulfill this purpose for our lives. Finally, I seek for your prayers and support in carrying out the task that has been assigned to me.
Speaking to Adoatv News, some congregants shared their warm wishes and advice for the newly inducted Master Shepherd.
Very happy this morning being part of this program to install the 8th Diocesan Master Shepherd. The Guild of Good Shepherd being one of the foremost guilds in the diocese, we are happy that we have got the 8th Master Shepherd, and I hope that during her tenure we shall stretch to Volta region where we have no representation, we shall spread to other areas, and also ensure that we bring in younger ones to join the older ones, because the Guild of Good Shepherd is an evangelism guild that has to support the priests so that we achieve our evangelism drive in our parishes and the communities we find ourselves. So I want to wish our dear sister Onukpa Mills congratulations.
On this special day, I want to wish Auntie Elizabeth Mills all the best. The task ahead is not easy, but I know with God on their side and with her able executives, they will sail through. I wish them all the best. God bless them.
And on this occasion, I want to wish the Diocesan Master Shepherd all the best in her journey. As she gathers God's flock, I pray that she will do it diligently. And the hymn says that a charge to keep I have. So she has a charge to keep and a God to glorify and a dying soul to save, that she will be able to, at the end of the day, give account of her stewardship to the church.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Excerpts of some installation ceremony that took place on the 8th Diocesan Master Shepherd installation ceremony. Now, away from that, let's look at some development on the findings of the Ejra Committee Report saga. The family of late social media activist Ibrahim Muhammad, better known as Kaka, has held a press conference in relation to the report by the 3 members Justice Kumsin Committee. According to them, the committee rather became the mouthpiece of fake news and conspiracy theories and have failed miserably.
Would have taken time to demonstrate clearly and based sound logic how it arrived at that weighty conclusion. Yet again, the committee failed at this. Their careless regard for the family of Kaka was evident in that conclusion and has now been confirmed in their subsequent statement in the press. As you are aware, Dr. Vladimir Entry-Danso has gone on to say publicly that we, the Kaka family, have no right to question the work of the committee. In his own words, he said, they do not have the right to question us because they did not send us. Obviously, if accept his logic, it will mean that the committee saw itself as only accountable to the person who set them up and not to be the families of victims, the persons directly affected by the incident in Ejra, or even Ghanaian public. We think that this is unacceptable. At no way in the entire report of the committee did they demonstrate, or was there any evidence to show that the family of Kaka was embroiled in any turmoil or film. In fact, in reaching their conclusion, They rely wholesale on the testimony of one Aminu Muhammad, an individual who they say choose to hear behind closed doors, even though this individual has previously repeated some of their discredit statements on Facebook. Prior to the meeting, the committee. Clearly, this was somebody whose testimony was intended as a wow factor, and so was deliberately shelved from broader public scrutiny. Yet, this was the only evidence the public cited as, the committee cited as confirming their conclusion that Kaka was killed because of family feud. In addition, the committee decided to overlook the obvious absurdities in this story, including the accusation of bribe, corruption made against the police service. The committee, for no discernible reason, chose to blame this individual. No attempts were made to corroborate or independently establish any of the claims made by the said Aminu Mohammed. The committee's failure to perform the most basic due diligence on this story is baffling. The result was that the committee became the mouthpiece of fake news and a senseless conspiracy theory. As a fact-finding committee, the Crimson Committee had one job, that was to establish facts. They failed in that task miserably.
Let's still stay on the Ejra Committee report saga, and in a related development, the Justice Kumsin Committee's report on the Ejra disturbances has been met with mixed reactions, with many criticizing the findings and recommendations on the report since it was released. Meanwhile, a retired appeals court judge and chair of the June 3 Twin Disaster Committee and Commission of Inquiry at Ghana at 50 celebration, Justice Isaac Doze, has described the recommendations of the Ejra Committee as fair, but had some concerns over recommendations number 2, which suggests that the Chief Executive Police Commander at Ejra, DSP Philip Kojo Hammond, should be transferred for what the report describes as his incompetence in handling the disturbances. Here is what he has to say.
I don't think they have veered seriously from the direction they are supposed to go, because first of all, they had to find out how Kaka died, and then, of course, as to whether the reaction of the public is appropriate or justifiable or acceptable, and as to whether the reaction of other officials is also acceptable or not. This is doing a self-examination to find out whether our reaction to mob action and the rest of it is improving or not improving. So I think that this time round, something has been done, except that government has not come out with any statements on this. They have just thrown the report out there, and maybe they want to test the waters to find out how the public reacts before they come out with their statement. The recommendations are fair. They are really fair. Except that I don't agree that transfer is a way of solving any problem. Not only in this particular instance, but in any other instance, if anybody misbehaves in his job and is found so to have misbehaved, the issue is to have him retrained or reorientated so that he can perform better. Transferring him raw like that is just transferring him together with all his faults. There's nowhere in this country where a riot situation may not occur again. So if you take him anywhere else and a rioting situation happens again, he might behave the same way that he behaved in this particular instance, which is not good enough. I think the reaction of the public is very healthy, and it must continue. People will learn their lessons from it. If we keep quiet about it, we will not learn any lessons from it. As we are discussing and analyzing, then those who need to learn will learn, and those who will not learn will suffer for the consequences of their failure to learn from the mistakes of others. So it is good that we do that. That is an essential part of democracy. But the insults and the threats should also be minimized because they don't solve the problem. They make the issues worse. If somebody speaks his mind, there's no need attacking him. Attack the idea, not attack the individual. But I think that as much as possible, we should stop involving the military in crowd control because that is not their training. And if any military officer is brought in and he behaves like he should behave, I don't think that we have any justifiable ground to blame them for doing what they have done. What is going on, in my humble opinion, is that the police are gradually losing the respect of the public, and they must set up and get the respect of the public.
From the Ejira Committee report saga to some controversial purchase of presidential jet, it has sparked a lot of debate both on social and traditional media. The decision to purchase a new presidential jet has been greeted with several reactions. Speaking to an international economist, Julius Kwekukata, he described the decision as a misplaced priority. According to him, there are many issues that need urgent attention rather than the purchase of a presidential jet.
By my understanding and the way the country is going, if it is true that the current government is going to purchase such a plane at this time, it's a misplaced priority. Why? The reason is basic. We have huge unemployment. Salary difference disparity is high. You understand, 4% of increment in public sector workers. And government is going to take that huge sum of money to go and buy presidential jets. Meanwhile, just a few days ago, we happened to have presidents from other countries having the opportunity to use our own presidential flights that we have. They have hired it and use it. What is preventing us from not managing it? The security of that flight. When other presidents use it, it is okay. But why Ghana? We are not. The current government doesn't want to use it. Now, if you look at the value, the assumed value of the jets, we are talking about $111 million plus, which will be pumped into that, which is equivalent to 800 million Ghana cedis. My brother, if government will spend that money, I'm of the view that if you take 216 districts in Ghana and you divide that number by the 800 million, you are hitting 4 factories per district. Actual figure is 3.7 because we don't have 3.7. You can't build 3.7 factory. I assume the round figure for four factories per district. When that is established through public-private partnership, then we can see those districts expanding. And where there are factories, education will continue to grow there. Then other sectors will develop, agriculture will develop. Then other sectors linked with the industry will get a production system in place. Now, satisfying these industries at all these levels will mean that we will reduce unemployment by 70%. And when that happens, income of the citizenry will increase. Their wealth will increase, savings will increase, and they can be in better position to take good care of their children to go to school. And those are the fundamental things, and even provide full shelter and clothing for themselves and their families. We should rethink about purchasing the presidential jets.
Thanks for staying with us. This is still the AM News right from our studios at the John Evans Fifiat Mills High Street in Accra. With me, Jonathan Amma. Now, over to some happenings in the world of business. The government of Ghana has maintained the producer price of the purchase of cocoa beans at 10,560 Ghana cedis per metric ton of the 2021-2022 crop season, representing 87.1% of the free on board value. By this, a 64-kilogram bag of cocoa beans will still sell at 660 Ghana cedis. This is expected to take effect from Friday, 8th October 2021. The stay of the price makes Ghana the country in the sub-region with the highest price.
Announcing the cocoa producer price, the Minister for Food and Agriculture,
Dr. Owusu Koto stressed that the price, which includes a living income differential of 400 United States dollars per metric ton, is the highest in the sub-region despite a dip in global cocoa prices. And this demonstrates the government's commitment to sustain the interest of the cocoa farmer in producing cocoa and also to improve the well-being of cocoa farmers. The producer price of cocoa was maintained when all cocoa producing countries were contemplating a reduction in their farm gate prices following the snap in a terminal cocoa market as a result of COVID-19 pandemic. Through the Ghana Côte d'Ivoire initiative, Ghana continued to implement a living income differential, which is helping improve the welfare of cocoa farmers in both countries. The minister said cocoa farmers in Ghana and Côte d'Ivoire today are better off than their counterparts in other cocoa producing countries as a result of this noble initiative. The producer price is the price at which the country's cocoa sector regulator, the Ghana Cocoa Board, buys the produce of cocoa farmers at the farm gate. The prevailing cocoa producer price for 2019-2020 season was 515 Ghana cedis per 64 kg bags of beans, which was an 8.42% increase over the 475 Ghana cedis per bag in 2018-2019 season. Government has maintained cocoa producer price of 10,000 Ghana cedis, 10,560 Ghana cedis per metric ton for the new cocoa crop season, which takes effect from October 8, 2021.
In some more business news, the Ministry of Trade and Industry has cautioned the Ghana Union of Traders Association to refrain from locking up any more shops belonging to Nigerians who are operating in Ghana's retail space. This follows the setting up of a joint task force composed of the Ghana Union of Traders Association and the Nigeria Union of Traders Association (NUTAG), meant to bring an end to the tussle between Ghana and Nigerian traders. In this regard, another meeting of the Joint Implementation Task Force has been scheduled for Tuesday, 5th October 2021 to resolve the impasse.
The Ministry of Trade and Industry has cautioned the Ghana Union of Traders Association to refrain from locking up any more shops belonging to Nigerians who are operating in Ghana's retail space. This follows the setting up of a joint task force composed of the Ghana Union of Traders Association and the Nigerian Union of Traders Association, met to bring an end to the tussle between the Ghanaian and Nigerian. In recent months, the disagreement between Ghanaian and Nigerian traders in Ghana's retail space has intensified. The situation in the past weeks has led to the closure of foreign-owned shops in Koforidua and Accra in the Eastern and Greater Accra regions respectively because of the stalled negotiations under the task force. The task force is to implement a provisions of a new framework of engagement for the participation of Nigerian nationals in retail in Ghana. This was contained in a press release by the Ministry of Trade and Industry following a high level of bilateral meeting between Ghana and Nigeria with regards to retail trade. In this regard, another meeting of a joint implementation task force has been scheduled for Tuesday, October 5, 2021 to resolve the impasse. Against this background, the ministry requests the leadership of GUTA and NUTAG to refrain from further press releases, the closure of shops and other matters and actions in respect to this matter until the convening of the next meeting of the task force as referenced about. The leadership of GUTA and NUTAG are accordingly requested to notify their members to comply with
Following this directive by the Trade Ministry, we just hope that this will go a long way to strengthening the bond between Ghana and Nigeria in terms of trade. On that very note, this is how we end the AM News right from our studios at the John Evans Fifiat Mills High Street in Accra. For more news, do well to log on to our website on adoanewsonline.com. Until then, my name is Jonathan Amma. Have a good morning and enjoy the rest of our programs.